Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'm going to change out my lead acid battery from the Honda Goldwing. I'm changing out the battery with a lithium battery. So I picked up the Noco. It's a lithium battery, NLP20. I've actually picked up two of these batteries, one for the previous generation and the other for the DCT Honda Goldwing. Anytime that I purchase an item for one motorcycle, I have to purchase it for the second motorcycle. I've also picked up the Noco outlet cable, and it comes with the X adapter. So we're gonna unbox these and talk about these as well. And these are gonna tie into the Noco portable battery jumpers. We have two of those, the portable battery jumpers. And also I picked up the battery tracker. A battery tracker will allow me to monitor the status of the battery in real time when the motorcycle is traveling down the highway, or if the motorcycle is off in the garage, not running, I can still track the status of the battery in real time with the battery tracker. So we have a lot to unpack here in this video. So if you have been considering switching from a lead acid battery over to a lithium battery, I want you to stay tuned to this video. We have a lot to talk about, and then we're going to unbox these batteries, and then I'm going to show you how to install them in the Honda Goldwing. So let's get started. Let's talk about some of the differences between the battery. The Yuasa original battery for the Honda Goldwing only has 250 cranking amps. So that means that this thing is not going to last that long. And that's one of the reasons why I'm changing this thing out. Sometimes you may get a few years of use out of it, but with 250 cranking amps, you know, that's a short battery life. The Noco has a whopping 600 cranking amps. So you can go with 250 cranking amps or 600 cranking amps. That is a huge difference just in cranking amps alone. Another thing about this battery is that it comes with a 5-year warranty. The Yuasa battery, the manufacturer warranty is only 1 year. So 1 year warranty or a 5-year warranty. Now, I got some of my notes. I just want to kind of go over some of the advantages of this lithium battery. So it comes out of the box, already charged, ready for use. No sulfation, no activation, so you don't have to activate the battery. It's already ready to go. There is no acid in this battery. There is no water in this battery. There's no maintenance. It's just ready to be installed out of the box. Now, for every advantage, there's a disadvantage. So we're going to talk about some of the disadvantages to having a lithium battery as well. One of the disadvantages of having a lithium battery is the cost. The cost of these things is more expensive than a acid lead battery. But again, you pay for what you get. This is a 1 year warranty as opposed to a 5-year warranty. 15 pounds in comparison to about 3.5 pounds. So the cost is more for the lithium battery. Also, when you charge the lithium battery, you need a dedicated charger specific for lithium batteries. The lithium phosphorus charger, the LiFePO4, it has it written right on the bottom of the battery, LiFePO4. You want to make sure that the charger that you use is specific for a lithium battery. So you do not want to use a regular lead acid charger to charge a lithium battery, or you can actually damage this thing. For my application, I have a dual charger. I'm going to show you guys I have a dual charger. I can charge lithium or I can charge lead acid. So looking at my wall, this is my charger that I use to charge my motorcycle. And this is a dual charger. If you look, you have a select button. You can select it for lithium or you can select it for a regular lead acid AGM flooded battery. This particular charger will do 12 volts or 6 volts. I can select it for 6. I can select it for 12. But for the Noco lithium battery, when I'm ready to charge, I'm going to select it. And there it says the lithium LiFePO4. So you want to make sure that the battery charger you use has a specific selection for a lithium battery or a dedicated lithium battery charger. In my case, my charger does both. The history with lithium batteries is that these things they will catch fire in certain conditions. So when you're looking at a lithium battery, maybe like in a car, maybe like in a Tesla, lithium battery fires are extremely dangerous. So you want to keep that in mind. The thing I like about the Noco is that the housing is totally waterproof. It has an IP66 waterproof rating. So theoretically, according to their rating, you can actually submerge this battery in water. This battery has no sulfation, no activation, no acid, no water, no maintenance. It's ready to install. It has overcharge protection, discharge protection, over circuit protection, short circuit protection, extreme heat protection, extreme cold protection, and it has a 5-year warranty. We're going to do a quick unboxing and show you what all comes in the box when you purchase the Noco lithium battery. Just going to set that over to the side. We have some different spacers. And with these spacers, you can build up from the bottom of the battery to make it taller. Comes with a hex key. Comes with a user guide. And also it comes with these cushion pads, or these little pads. One side has sticky tape on it, so you can stick it on the side of the battery. And that's all that comes in the box. We need to add almost 1.5 inches. So we're going to take the spacers and we're going to figure out that looks about right. So we're going to snap these spacers on the bottom. They have these little holes, and you can just snap them in. It's going to snap just like that. So in essence, we're going to make that battery about the same height. So depending on how you want to configure it, you can put these spacers on the battery. And that's pretty much it. Also, we have an Allen screw on the top. If you want to take off that Allen screw, this is a 6mm. It's got a 6mm screw on the top. If I want to take out that screw, or I can leave it in. I can take out that screw or leave it in. So I do have the option to remove that screw. So we're going to leave it in for now. Also on the top, you have these bolts, and you can, depending on how you want to configure your connections, you can connect your terminals on the side, or you can connect them on the top. Or you can connect your terminals on the front. So we're going to be connecting ours on the front. And another advantage to the lithium batteries, you can mount it laying on its side. You can mount it in this configuration. You can even mount it upside down because there is no water. You can mount this in any configuration. We're going to mount it upright, but in comparison to a lead acid battery, the lead acid battery needs to be upright. And this is the Noco GBC 007. And this thing is designed to connect to your battery. And when you need to jump off the bike, you don't have to take the seat off the bike. You can plug directly into this cable, and it'll plug directly into the Noco portable battery jumper. So we're going to open this up. So this is how it looks. Red to the positive, black to the negative, and that's going to hook directly to the battery. If I need to jump off the battery, I can take my Noco boost. This is a GB40. You're going to take the cable. If you need to jump off the bike, you're going to take the cable. One is round, one is square, and you're going to plug it in just like so. And you can jump off the bike without taking off the seat. You know, with some bikes, the batteries are buried, and it's a pain just to get to the battery. With the cable, you can plug directly into your jumper to jump off the bike without having to remove the seat. So in this portion of the video, we're going to test out my 4.5 amp battery charger maintainer. We want to verify that when I connect my lithium battery up to the charger, that my charger recognizes the lithium battery. So we're going to take these eyelets and connect it to the battery. This will be my positive side. Tighten it down. We're going to take this other side, connect it on the negative. And I just want to verify that my charger is going to recognize this lithium battery. Because on my charger, you cannot change the selection from acid lead to lithium unless it recognizes that the battery is a lithium. So we want to make sure we have a fuse. Fuse is intact. Got a 10 amp fuse. So the battery light is flashing, which means that it's not connected. Once I connect it, it's going to go solid orange. I have it selected for lithium, 12 volts. Going to plug in my cable. The orange light should go solid. The orange light is solid, and we're going to just let that charge for a little bit before I install it on the Honda Goldwing. So in this portion of the video, we're going to work on getting the battery removed from the Honda Goldwing so we can get the lithium battery installed. So we're going to get everything disconnected. I'm going to work on disconnecting the negative terminal. If you missed the video of me installing these extender bolts, be sure to click on the link in the top corner. Just gonna take my zip tie, that way I can keep with all my negative connections. Slide that on extender bolt. Now I can work on the positive side. And that's the thing about the Goldwing, is that on the positive post, if you don't have extender bolts or a quick connect on the positive side, it's going to be pretty hard to connect your alligator clips to the positive post if you need to boost off the battery. So I highly recommend the Noco quick connect, or you need to at least go with extender bolts, because in the event you need to boost off your battery, it's going to be hard to put alligator clips on that positive post. Just going to take this one bolt off the bracket that holds the battery. And this is a very simple install. And with those battery extender bolts, I can add more accessories to the battery terminals. If you don't have extender bolts, you will run out of space to add accessories. This zip tie, just to give myself a little bit of room. Slide my cable back out the way. Slide the bracket out. And now I can slide this battery out. So my objective is to make the battery the exact same height. So I'm going to put on 2 adapters to make the battery the same height. They're pretty much the same thickness. So I'm going to take my adapters, snap on the spacers, and now let's see if it's the same size. Oh, this thing is heavy. Yep, that's about the same size. It's already the same thickness. Again, this thing weighs 15 pounds. It's extremely heavy. The Noco battery is really light. So let's see if it's going to fit in. Here we go. Just want to slide it in. Turn it around. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take off of these bolts. You can put the terminals on the top. You can go on the sides, or you can go on the front. We're going to go on the front. I do believe that the extender bolts are going to thread perfectly into the battery. Just going to turn this around. Perfect. Look at that. Perfecto. Now, I highly recommend that you bend these contacts. It's going to have that little corner. It's best to take like some needle nose pliers, hold it, and then take some more pliers and take that bend out of it. That way you don't have to make any modifications to the battery. Otherwise, you may even void the warranty. So let's see if the bracket, do I need to take off the bracket, or would it actually fit back in its current position? Lift up on the seat. Perfect. Look at that. That's absolutely perfect. I didn't have to take off that front bracket on the battery. Now, if I want to, I can put a spacer here on the front, the cushion spacer. So on the front of this battery, I'm going to take this pad, this little standoff pad, and I'm going to mount it right here on the front of this battery. Just going to mount it right on the front. And now I can take this bracket, take my 10mm, and I'm just going to tighten back down on that bracket. That's perfect. I didn't have to take off the front of the battery. The only thing I've done was just add one little cushion pad in between the bracket and the battery, and I put 2 spacers on the bottom, and that's a perfectly tight fit. So now let's see if the bolts are going to go back through the battery. Remember that 45-degree angle, you can just straighten it out, and you don't have to make any cuts to modify the battery. Otherwise, that will void the warranty. And I just used 2 spacers. So now I can take off this zip tie that holds the positive terminals. Gonna put it through the positive terminal. And let's see if the extender bolts will fit through the battery. Perfect. Look at that. I'm going to turn the extender bolt all the way down until it stops. Then I'm going to take this bolt and just tighten it down. Make sure that all my terminals are connected back onto the battery. Just going to back that screw out. So before I put the terminals back in, I'm going to put in this Noco adapter cable. So if I need to boost off the bike, I can plug this directly into the Noco boost. So instead of having this cable hanging off the side of the bike, I'm going to drill a hole through the saddlebag where I can have this cable in the saddlebag, and if I need to boost off the bike, I can just open up the saddlebag and plug in my cable. So I already have a spot that I pre-drilled. I'm going to run these cables through, and that way if I need to jump off the bike, I can open up the saddlebag to connect my cable. So I'm going to feed this through a hole that I've already pre-drilled. force this cable through the hole. And now I have a spot dedicated, and I can plug in my cable. Just gonna go around these wires. Go behind the back side of this connector. And I'm just going to extend this over to my negative terminal. So we're going to take a closer look at this battery tracker. And this thing is designed to monitor your voltage, your starting and charging system with your phone. You can track the health of your battery before problems happen. And this is a Bluetooth battery tracker. It works on all 12-volt lithium batteries. It states that the battery tracker provides an easy way to monitor voltage and health of your vehicle's battery using your phone or tablet. It installs in less than 2 minutes and provides immediate real-time historical data up to 31 days. Free app for iOS and Android, Bluetooth 4.0. It received notifications of battery conditions when within Bluetooth range. It received notifications of battery conditions when within Bluetooth range. Check the vehicle's cranking system automatically when the engine is started. Check the charging system operation. That's the alternator using this app. It alerts the mobile phone if any data is abnormal, low voltage, or needs a charge. It has a short circuit and reverse connection protection. Data is stored in the battery tracker up to 31 days for review. Automatic syncing when within Bluetooth range. Is compatible with all lithium 12.8 volt LiFePO4 lithium batteries. Review historical data graphically displaying dates and voltages during the dates. Engine starting detected automatically and graph for voltage drop on start. Average current 1 milliamp. The input voltage is between 6 and 20 volts. Operating temperatures between negative 40 degrees Celsius or 90 degrees Celsius. And it just gives you some more information. Short circuit protection is built in, reverse connection protection built in, Bluetooth 4.0, and the Bluetooth name is battery tracker. So this thing is gonna allow me to track my battery in real time, whether I'm riding up the road or even if I'm in the garage or if the bike is even off. So let's just open this up to see how this thing is going to connect. Just gonna open this up. So in the package comes the battery tracker. One connects to the positive, one connects to the negative. So red to the positive, black to the negative. And it's just a Bluetooth device that monitors the battery. Also in the kit gives you the battery tracker user manual that gives you the information on how it works, how it performs. It gives you all that information. Also in the package is some double-sided Velcro you can put on the back of the tracker and just stick it on the battery. So we're not going to go over all of the features of this thing today, but we're going to get this installed on the Honda Goldwing so we can track our battery, percentages, graphs. This thing shows it shows your cranking voltage, charging voltage at idle speed, charging voltage at high RPM. You can run a test. You can do an idle connection test, a second step high RPM voltage test. So this battery tracker for lithium batteries is a game changer. Very easy to install. So let's get this installed on the Honda Goldwing. And we could actually mount this thing right on the side of the battery. One is going to go to the positive, the black is going to go to the negative, the red is going to go to the positive. So I'm going to run my wiring for my positive. Put a little double-sided tape on the back side of the tracker. Double-sided Velcro. Just like that. And we're going to peel that. Just mount this right on the side of the battery. I'm going to take off this zip tie that holds all of my connections on the boat. And I just want to get this started. Just want to get it started. It looks pretty good. Let's tighten this down. Showing 12.7. Looks good. I'm in the green. I'm going to turn on the key. Here we go. So looking to the left of the Honda Goldwing in the saddlebag, I ran the boost eyelet cable through the saddlebag. I sealed the hole. And now I can take this boost eyelet cable in the event that I needed a boost off. All I have to do is open up my portable battery jumper. And this is the GB40. All I have to do is pop off this cap on the side of the GB40, plug in, my boost eyelet cable. And now I can boost off the bike without even having to remove the seat. All I have to do is press the button, my on button. And now if the battery was low, I can boost the battery off. I don't even have to take the alligator clips. And I have the option to do that. I can take these alligator clips if I wanted to connect to the battery using these alligator clips. I can plug this directly into my Noco boost. I can plug up the X Connect adapter, and this X Connect adapter will allow me to plug directly into a Noco charger or an extension cable. If I needed to plug in the X adapter, just plug it in like so. And now I can plug in a Noco battery charger, but the charger that I'm going to be using is going to be my battery tender, my 4.5 amp battery charger, and it'll charge acid lead batteries, and it'll also charge the lithium batteries. So it's good to just have a connection right here in the saddlebag in the event that I needed to boost off the bike using my portable battery jumper. I don't have to remove that side panel or take off the seat. So this is going to be so convenient in the future if I need to boost off the battery. And this is going to conclude my installation video of the lithium battery inside of this previous generation Honda Goldwing. I'm going to do the exact same setup for the DCT Honda Goldwing. I already have the battery. I have the boost cable and the X adapter, and I also have a Bluetooth tracker. So we're going to do the same thing to the DCT. But one of the things that I forgot to mention that's really, really important, that I forgot to mention when I talked about the advantages and disadvantages of a lithium battery. A lithium battery hates extreme heat and it doesn't like extreme cold. So you have a temperature range to where this battery operates normally. Once it reaches a certain temperature, it's going to stop charging and discharging as normal. Same thing if it reaches a low temperature. Keep in mind that the temperatures on this Noco boost or on this Noco LP20, that temperature is 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the Noco boost reaches a temperature of 140 degrees, if it's really hot, the Noco battery will stop charging or discharging as normal. It's not going to take a charge. At that point, your vehicle or your motorcycle is going to be running off the alternator. If the temperature drops below 10 degrees Celsius, same thing is going to happen. It's not going to allow a charge and it's not going to discharge. It's just going to go into a protective state, and it's just protecting itself. So keep that in mind. Remember, 140 degrees Fahrenheit down to 10 degrees Celsius, the battery is not going to charge. It's not going to discharge. It's just going to go into a protection mode, and that's just to protect the battery from damaging itself. Again, these batteries are so much better than the acid lead batteries that come on the Honda Goldwing. And you might even ask yourself, if these batteries are so good, then why not just run it in your automobile? Well, you actually, theoretically, you can run this in your automobile, but most batteries that are in automobiles are mounted under the hood. Well, once you let the hood down and all of that heat build up under the hood, remember, these batteries don't like a lot of heat, and once it gets above 140 degrees, the battery goes into a protection mode and it stops accepting the charge, and it'll make your vehicle run off the alternator. If you are going to run this in your automobile, I highly recommend running your battery terminal cables back to the trunk of your automobile or inside of the automobile, maybe under a seat. But underneath the hood, it's going to get too hot, and these batteries do not like extreme heat or extreme cold. So I'm going to be doing a later review and keeping you guys posted on what I think about this lithium battery. Keep in mind that the battery on this Honda Goldwing is not located in the engine compartment, so I'm not really sure how hot it's going to get around this battery. Keep in mind, 140 degrees Fahrenheit and the battery stops charging. It will not accept the charge until the temperature drops below that 140 degree Fahrenheit temperature. And if it's really, really cold, once it gets down to 10 degrees Celsius, it's not going to accept the charge. It's not going to discharge. It's going to go into that protection mode. Just keep that in mind. So I'm going to be just monitoring this battery when I take road trips in the summertime, in the wintertime, and just see if the temperature is going to be an issue for the battery. I don't really think it's going to be an issue, but I'll keep you guys posted. As far as the installation, how hard was it to install this lithium battery? It wasn't hard at all. It was actually the same as installing a regular battery. As a matter of fact, it was easier because the battery is lighter. It's not as heavy. The original battery that comes out of the Honda Goldwing is 15 pounds. The lithium battery is 3.73 pounds, less than 4 pounds. It's very light, so it went in. I mean, it's really easy. The only thing I had to do was add a couple of spacers to the bottom of the battery to make the battery the same height as the original battery. The battery was the same width. I just had to add a couple of spacers, and these spacers came in a kit. I added the spacers to build up the battery to make it the same height as the original battery. I didn't have to make any cuts. I didn't have to make any modifications on my terminals. My terminals are straight. Now, when you look at the terminals on your Goldwing, it may have that angle on your terminal. I just took some pliers and straightened out that terminal. And as a result, I've always ran my batteries like that. I never had an issue. I didn't have to cut the battery. I didn't have to make any modifications to the battery. You don't want to cut the battery because you don't want to void the warranty. If you're going to make any changes, just bend those battery terminals and everything works fine. I highly recommend, whether you run a lithium battery or if you run a acid battery, I highly recommend that you install the battery extender bolts. The original bolts that come on the Honda Goldwing, those bolts are short, and you're not going to be able to put too many things onto your battery using those original bolts. And some of you may say, well, I'm not going to be hooking things to my battery anyway. Well, here's the problem. If you ever need to boost off your bike, if you ever need to connect those alligator clips to your battery, those battery bolts are so short that on the positive side, you're not going to be able to, you will, but it's going to be pretty tough to put those alligator clips on that positive side. So I highly recommend that you add the battery extender bolts. That way you'll have enough bite or enough room to put those alligator clips. If you guys missed the video of me installing those battery extender bolts, you can click on the link in the top corner. Also, I'll put it at the end of the video and you can watch how to install those battery extender bolts. I highly recommend that you put those on your bike, whether you're running lithium or whether you're running an acid lead battery. Also, I connected the boost cable, the Noco boost cable. I ran it through a previous hole that I had pre-drilled in my saddlebag, and I filled that hole with like a silicone sealant so any moisture or water can't get in. The good thing about that is now if my battery needs to be jumped off for any reason, I don't have to take off this side panel and lift up on the seat just to get to the battery. I can plug my Noco portable battery jumper directly into that cable. Very convenient. The thing with the Ultimate seat is that you can't just take off this side panel unless you take off this grab rail and lift up on the seat to drop this panel out. Now on the original seat on the Honda Goldwing, you can just pop off the side panel without a problem. You don't have to take anything off. But with this Ultimate seat, it sits down low and it covers that panel. So the only way you can access the battery, you got to take off this grab rail, lift up on the seat or remove the seat just to get the panel off, just to access the battery terminals. And again, if you're using those battery extenders, it's not going to be a problem putting alligator clips on your battery terminal. Or you can buy the cable, the boost cable, And if you need to jump off the battery, you can plug that directly into your GB20, 30, or GB40, like the one that I have in my saddlebag. So as far as the installation, everything was very simple. Everything was very smooth. Stay tuned to my channel. I am going to install the exact same battery inside of the DCT Honda Goldwing. Also, I'm going to put in that boost cable that came with the X adapter, and also the battery tracker. So I love the battery tracker, everything that is going to do for the Honda Goldwing. I'm going to be able to monitor my battery in real time, whether the battery on the bike is going down the road, or if the bike is off in the garage and not running, I'll be able to monitor the battery as long as I'm within Bluetooth range. So I'm not going to do a installation for the battery tracker app and downloading the battery tracker. I'm gonna save that for a later time, and so just stay tuned to my channel, and I'll keep you posted on how this thing actually works. You just download it to your phone, to your Apple or your Android, and you'll be able to track your battery via Bluetooth as long as you're within range of the bike in real time. So stay tuned to the channel. I'm going to install the exact same setup on the DCT, and I'm going to give you a later review and let you know what I think about this lithium battery. And I'm just going to be tested. I'm going to be testing this battery throughout the year and throughout the winter to see how this thing actually performs. So stay tuned to my channel. If you have any questions or any comments, you can feel free to put them down in the comment section below. If you like this video, you can click the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you a little bit later out here in the Caliente garage.
Tell him that I ain't so crack. Know your money long when your people can't afford that.